Monday and happy Vlogmas Day 22. Can you believe there's only 3 days left till Christmas now? Ugh, I can't believe it, but it's almost here. Are you done with all of your Christmas shopping? Because I actually just finished mine up this morning. Only 3 days away, so that's not too bad. But today I wanted to talk about the 5 books that I read in 2019 that changed my life. You know, we all have that one book that's like a life changer, but I started 2019 out with a reading challenge, and my goal was to read 20 books before 2020. Well, I had my 20 books read by August, so I really went through a lot of books this year, and I went through some great books. And so now I just want to tell you or share with you what were my top 5 books of the year. But a little twist here. We're in this transition where we're staying at my son's house and all of our things are in storage. So all of my books are actually in storage and I don't have access to them right now. But thanks to the magic of the internet and Kindle, I was able to pull all of the books up on my Kindle, and at least I can show you the book covers. So at least that's something. So without further ado, let's get into my top 5 reads of 2019. And I just have to say, I think the book that was the most life-affirming and life-changing book for me for all of 2019 was this little miracle book. If you can see this, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Oh my God. You hear so much about the importance of a morning routine and how more productive you can be, and just overall, like, it's good to have a good morning routine. But I read this book and it was literally, my book has been in storage for over 2 months, and I tell you, my brain is still on Miracle Morning time. Like, I still, like, internally, like, I still have all the steps of my morning routine, my Miracle Morning routine embedded in my head. And if you've never seen this book before or read it, girl, go check it out, because it's insanely the best book I've ever read. But basically what he goes by as far as like structuring your morning routine is this little thing he calls the savers. And so you break that down, savers. The S is for silence, and that just means you start your day off spending some time in silence, whether it's in meditation, whether it's time in prayer, whether it's self-reflection, whatever. You just shut everything else out. Like, everything is gone. No TV, no music, no kids, nothing in the background. Just you. And you just spend, it doesn't matter if it's 1 minute or 10 minutes or 1 hour, whatever time you have to devote, you give yourself some time in the morning to just sit in silence. That has been, because I'm one of those people that my brain just runs constantly. It doesn't shut off. It doesn't shut off at night. It doesn't shut off ever. So when I sit in that time and I force, like I'm in forced silence, oh my gosh, like it is so beneficial to me. The A in Savers stands for affirmations. And I can't even tell you enough the importance of having positive affirmations around you in your life. Like, I read them, I listen to positive affirmations videos on YouTube when I'm working. I have a place in my planner where I write down positive affirmations to myself. It's kind of like my own little love letter to myself. But positive affirmations, oh, you need them. You need to constantly feed your mind with good, positive something. The V is for vision, and that's like having a vision board, making a vision board, and you spend some time each morning kind of looking at your vision board, which of course right now all of my everything is in storage, but I have a little app on my phone. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. And oh, I'm trying to get it. Anyway, it's called Vision Board. I'm trying to get it to pull up. Okay, so it's called Vision Board. It's a little app on my phone, and I have like some little positive affirmations in there. I have like a dream closet in there, a dream office in there. I have this little thing that I made that says, I am brave, I believe in myself, my self-worth comes from within me. And then the background is starfish, palm trees, and some fruit, because, you know, I'm still on tropical time. And then this says, when nothing is sure, everything is possible. When nothing is sure, everything is possible. Yes, yes, okay. And then, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I have like houses in Isla Mirada, Florida, because, you know, that's part of my vision, is to one day retire and live in the Keys. But anyway, so you just spend some time going over your vision board. Like, make a vision board, make a mental vision board. When I used to live in Florida and I'd go walking in the morning around the pond, that's what I would do. Sometimes I would listen to positive affirmations, and then sometimes I wouldn't take the headphones at all with me, and I would just think and like use my vision and just literally like see myself and visualize myself in my dream place or in my dream job or at my dream goal weight or just whatever. So vision is the V in Savers. The E is for exercise, which honestly, since I came back to Georgia, that's the one I'm slacking on the most, because I used to go walk every day. And I don't do that now, and I've only been to the gym twice since I got back to Georgia, so I gotta get that back. I gotta pick that back up. But that's what the E is for in Savers. The R is for reading, and that's another thing I'm slacking on since I came back to Georgia. I used to read every morning. Like, I would do my time in silence, my vision, and my affirmations, and I would read. Like, I would read at least a chapter every day. And I've really dropped the ball on that one since I came out to Georgia. I don't read every day, and I got to get back into that. And then the last S in Savers is scribing, and that's journaling. And so journaling is so important. It's like, it's a good way in the morning to just like flush yourself out. Purge all the thoughts in your head. So that is the Savers. So anyway, let's not drag this out, but that was my #1 book, was The Miracle Morning. And then following The Miracle Morning, and right along with that whole morning routine, my second favorite, best read, most life-changing book is Little Miss Mel Robbins' The 5-Second Rule. Now, I bought this book and I read it in 2017, but I reread it in 2019 because it's just one of those books that I love. And it talks about the importance of a morning routine too. And it's kind of like, I felt like it was a good follow-up after The Miracle Morning, because Mel talks about how, like, there's something that we want to do, like there's something we want to act on, there's someone we want to walk up to and approach, there's just something that we want, but in the span of only 5 seconds, you can let self-doubt, you can let fear, you can let self-guessing yourself, like, completely overrule you, and within 5 seconds, a moment is lost. And so this is about, she tells a story about how she was watching a rocket launch, and So she started this whole 5-second rule is counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and acting, because she said once you count backwards, you can like re-trip your prefrontal cortex and like just completely like throw it off. Like when all the self-doubt and the fear is coming in, you just kind of like trigger it, reset it, and go. Like if you want to approach your boss and you're standing there and within 5 seconds you're like, maybe it's not a good time, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, Mr. Boss Man. I want to talk to you about something. So I like that, and that was a great way. I feel like it was a great follow-up to the Miracle Morning, because so easy in the morning it can be to like, oh, I want to stay in bed an extra half an hour, or I don't really feel like working out this morning. Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get your ass up and go, you know. So that was my number 2 book, and I loved it. Number 3 is a very popular book, and I think I might have actually got this book in 2018, but I reread it. I reread a lot of books, not really a lot, but I reread a few books that were so good they were worth a second read. And the next one is Girl, Wash Your Face. Now, I'm not even going to say if you've ever heard of this book. This book is so popular. You've had to have heard of it. Everybody's heard of it. But I love it. I love it. And she talks about like how easy we buy into society's lie. We're not good enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not smart enough. We're not skinny enough. We don't have nice enough clothes. We don't have a nice enough car. But, you know, all that stuff's bullshit. And we buy into it and we let it invade our mind, and it overtakes us, and then we lose who we are because we want to conform to what society tells us we need to be. And this book is about like, girl, that is a lie. Wash your face, dry your tears, reapply your beautiful lipstick, and go out there and show the world just who the hell you are. So I love that book. Number 4 is really kind of an odd and surprising book for me. But I saw this little, yeah, it was actually a college commencement speech video. And it was like this 4-star, I want to say 4-star. He could be more than that, and I don't want to butcher it, but he's an admiral, you know, in the Navy, and he's retired. But the speech was like, damn, like it resonated with me on so many levels. And at first I thought, like, my son was in the military, and so I'm an Army mom, and I'm very proud of him. And of course, you know, I support the military, but I never thought that, you know, this big high-ranking official in the military could ever say anything that I could relate to, because we're completely on 2 completely different levels. We're 2 completely different people, but every single word of what he said, like literally just, my brain was like a sponge, and I was like, yes. So after I watched the video, and he went through the 10 concepts, and the first one is the title of the book, and it's called Make Your Bed. And his name is Admiral William H. McRaven. He's a U.S. Navy who is retired. But the first concept, he went like these concepts throughout the book, and the first one was Make Your Bed. And the concept, the basic idea of that is, if you don't do or accomplish another thing all day, you've at least got your bed made, so you at least accomplish one thing for the day. And that's really good, because I've actually heard that kind of in a different context, but it makes perfect sense. But as he was going through the different like concepts of the book, the last one he got to, about, I'm not giving the book away if you've never read it or never listened to the speech, but was about ringing the bell. And I'm gonna tell you what, he shook me to my freaking core, and I was in tears. And as soon as that speech was over, when I finished watching the video, I got onto Amazon and I ordered the book right there on the spot because I just wanted to see how he expanded on those concepts, and he did. Because like each of the 10 concepts, he gave like a backstory about how and why it related to his speech. But then he goes a step further and expands on how you can use like practical application to make it work in your life, how it makes sense in your everyday life. So that definitely earned a spot in the top 5. And if you've never watched that video, you have got to watch that video. I will actually try to find that video. Well, I will find that video and link it in the description box below. Watch that speech. It's amazing. And then last but not least, so rounding out my top 5 is another old reread that I did. And I bought this book in 2012. And if you watch my goals, my 2020 goals, you'll know this book's coming up. But I bought this book in 2012. Read it, loved it, packed it away on my bookcase, and I kind of like resurfaced it when we were in Florida and I was reading my 20 books for the year. And because for one thing, I'm in a completely different place in my life in 2019 than I was in 2012. I had different goals, I had different mindset, like just a lot of things were different. So I reread the book, and so many things just clicked and resonated with me on a different level than they did in 2012. And that is my girl Chalene Johnson, Push. And I'm actually taking everything from this book and applying it to my goal setting for next year. And the whole idea of this, the premise, is to take a push goal, which is like one overarching goal that is the main goal, that if you complete that goal and accomplish that goal, it will set the stage for all of your other goals to happen. So I thought about all the things I wanted to accomplish this year, or in the coming year 2020, and what one thing could I do that would put all that in place. I sat down, went over it over and over, defined and decided on what was my push goal, and then I made my 10 goals under that, which would be the other things that my plans are to accomplish this year. And most of those goals will be easier to obtain or accomplish once I complete my push goal. So the push goal is the main goal that I'm working for. So anyway, that was it. That's my top 5 books that I read in 2019. My top 5 life-changing books. So if you have never read any of these, you should definitely at least pick them up and give them a good look over. They're great books. I highly recommend them. If you've read them, I'd like to know what you think about them. Did you love them as much as I did? Did they change anything about your life? Or were they just common reads? I'd like to know, because everybody's different. Everybody views the world through different eyes, you know? So anyway, if you've made it to the end of this video, as always, thank you so much. And I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day. And don't forget, today is Sunday. Do your self-care. Bye.